Hi there guys, it's Alec here, and today I'm going to share with you how your folder structure works in your MyBI environment. So each company firstly has two main folders. The business one, this is for the users where apps are used, and your raw data, this is where your pastel data is synchronized to and where data transformation can happen from. We do not plug in directly into a pastel database. We work from a copy of the database, so we don't touch raw data directly, only copies of it. So for user side, this is where you'll go in. So you'll have your MyBI that will stand first, and then your company name will be next without the square brackets, and then it will end off with dash business or with dash reporting if there's another environment, but this is the generic way it will look. Once you go into it, you'll see these folders that'll be there for you. This is the generic setup, so everybody's environments will look like this. It'll start with your finance folder. This is where we share the statements and your subscription invoices, and if there's any additional services, all your financial invoices from MyBI will be there. So that's for your finance team. Your help center will be where tools are that will help you, and also icon guides and specific user guides that is generic to MyBI apps or even specifically to your business when we have to build something that is like an accounting guide for your team. Then next, that's the Tech CFO toolbox. That's where your team will help get overview of data transformations or data capturing that has happened. It's very specific actually towards the My Customers and the My Suppliers app. Then you'll see there are specific apps, right? So the My Budgets, My Customers, My Suppliers, those are all generic apps. If you have them, once you go into them, they'll actually be within this environment as an Excel file. It will all be MyBI, and then this dot My Customers in this case. If you had a one under My Suppliers, you would also see it here. This one, for instance, doesn't have a My Suppliers app, which will just be an Excel on its own, saying the same name as the actual folder name, which is the app name. All right, so there's three generic apps folders that you'll see here: My Budgets, My Customers, My Suppliers. Then here you'll see this is actually your reporting environment, whilst these are all capturing environments. So in this reporting environment is the main folder. At the bottom here you'll also see apps, also in Excel. We write all our apps in the Excel, in Microsoft Excel. You've got MyBI here as your reporting app. This is where you will then find your reporting, your BI reporting in. Once you open this, it's a simple double click open. It'll open for you. If it's the first time you've opened, you're going to get the generic message that says enable editing. That's because we use VBA to ultimately automate a lot of the things. So you'll be prompted to say, do you want to enable editing? And then once you've clicked that button, it will auto load your data from your pastel, which has been transformed, which we've processed actually by synchronizing through this raw data environment. Right, so that's your structure over here. What are these other two files? Well, client setup, this is your file where you'll do your mapping, your account mapping, and if there are any new accounts that has been loaded into your pastel, this is also where you'll see it pop up, and you'll have to come and add it here and just map it in. That's the only real human intervention environment between your pastel data and actually your MyBI app. The setup itself, that's actually not something that's custom related, except for the opening balances environment, which you can see. But ultimately, the setup is more on our end. That is where we calculate opening balances for your different master files, being your ledger master, your customer master, and your supplier master. Right. Just one step up as a last thing, how do we share with each other? All right. So sharing happens through Dropbox. Dropbox is our synchronization environment, which we use. If you want to share, it's a fairly simple process. Firstly, if you have your Dropbox app installed on your computer, you'll have a little icon here at the bottom that says Dropbox. That also means it's now locally available. Make sure that your files are locally available and it's stored on your computer. it synchronizes to your hard drive. You'll have a little folder here called Dropbox, and underneath that you'll see there are your folders that's been shared with you and that you have accepted. If you want to share with somebody, then you have to share in the following way. You right click and you go Dropbox, share, and you have to share with an email address that ultimately has Dropbox on their computer as well. So you share and you just type in the email address. If I go info@MyBI, for instance, okay, there's Cactic. It's one of the email addresses that's linked here, or Alec@Cactic Fitness, or Alec@MyBI.co.za, and you just say share. Keep that can edit on, and that'll ultimately share with the person as long as they also have already installed Dropbox app on their side. All right, guys, that's the folder structure within a MyBI environment, the generic folder structure. I hope it helps, and have a great one. Enjoy your MyBI environment. Cheers, guys.